Martio here. Welcome to Retro Ranking, where we concentrate on songs more than albums, and you just don't know what you're going to get. So today we are getting a 60s instrumental rock band from America. Now, if you grew up in a house where guitar playing was sort of part of life, this was a band that you had to listen to even here in the UK. And it's the Ventures. Now, they were formed way back in 1958 in Tomoka, Washington by Don Wilson and Bob Bogle, which was a part of and the band was a quartet, and they had other people coming in. The classic lineup of the band is Don Wilson, Bob Bogle, Nuki Edwards and Mel Taylor. Nuki Edwards was bass, and then Mel Taylor was drum. They have been playing music all their lives. They were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2008, and there's sort of a version that's still going around today. And one of their songs, Rule Don't Run, was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame as well for its lasting impact. A lot of guitar players play it, and having a dad and a brother that played guitar, one of the staple. But they did have some other tracks. So here are 10 tracks that I really like by the Ventures. Some of them are their own, some of them are covers, and they're just songs that I know. So here we go. So number 10 comes from 1960, and it's off the album Walk Don't Run, and it's called The McCoy. Now, the guitars are great, but what really makes this is this great bass riff from I think it's Nuki Edwards, and it really is the highlight of the track. It dominates it, and the drumming is good as well. It's just a solid little track. Okay, coming in at number 9, this is from 1961, and it's off an album called The Colourful Ventures, and the track's called Silver City. Mel Taylor's drumming is great in this. It's got a really upbeat sound, and then you've got that chunky guitar, which is the very distinctive sound from Bob Bogle, and it is when you hear it, you go, that's the Ventures. Then we're at number 8, again from 1961, and this is off an album just called The Ventures, and it's called Detour. And once again, we've got that classic sort of drumming with that sort of hollowed sort of snare drum, which is distinctive with their sound. Some great chunky guitar on it, some intricate guitar as well. It's just a very, very good track. Okay, for number 7 we are staying with the Ventures album, and a track called Torquay. This has got sort of that Latino guitar strum on it. It's different. You wouldn't know this one unless you've heard the album. It's just a very quirky track, and I'll just love it. Okay, coming in at number 6 is a single from 1961. Then we got to number 29 in the US and 45 here in the UK, and I love the title of this. It's called Ram Bunk Shush. I remember hearing this because we had it as a single as a kid. Well, it was in the parents' singles, and I think it's really good. It's the detail of the guitar work on it is so intricate. They do get forgotten about in this country, but they were fine musicians, and I just love that track. Okay, at number 5 from 1966. And it's from an album called Play the Batman Theme, and it's their version of the Man from U.N.C.L.E. theme, a great iconic TV show starring Robert Vaughn and David McCallum. Very spy thing, isn't it? I used to like how they had their numbers and that on big triangles, but the theme tune is quite iconic, and I love that bit of music. Okay, coming in at number 4. This came out in 1968, and it was a number 1 for them in the USA. And it's Hawaii Five-O theme. When you hear this, all you can think of is waves, them blokes in the boats in the thing, and then Jack Lord appearing on the screen as Steve McGarrett. It's a great version of it. I love the key change in this. And apparently a lot of guitar players say it's a very hard key change to do. But it's a great theme, isn't it? Everyone likes the theme to Hawaii Five-O. It just makes them want to start going rowing. Okay, number 3. Back to 1960 now, and to the Walk Don't Run album. And it's a little track called Caravan. Now, I do love this. The drumming on here from Mel is brilliant. It's got that North American native Indian feel to it. You know, the sort of in westerns where they cut to a scene and there's teepees and you get that drum beat. It's just like that, and then you've got this sort of sound that is, you know, on the guitars. It's very North American. It's really good. I love that track. Okay, at number 2. Now, this is probably one of their most recognisable tracks. It was a single from 1960. Got to number 15 in the US, but a big hit here in the UK. It got to number 4, and it's Perfida. Everybody knows this. It's got their distinctive sound of the Ventures. It's a great track. The guitar work on this is fantastic. But the number 1, and I think it's pretty obvious, again from 1960, number 2 in the US, number 8 here in the UK, and it is Walk Don't Run. That famous drum intro and that rhythm, brilliant, and then the lead guitar on the top. Probably one of the most identifiable 60s instrumentals ever. It's great, and a lot of guitar players learn to play this. It's just a really good tune. So there's my top 10, but I have got some honourable mentions as ever. So the first one, we're going back to the Walk Don't Run album from 1960. And it's a track called Morgen. I like this. It's very slowed down, and it's got very tones of Walk Don't Run, but at a very slower speed. I think it's a very good track. Okay, we go to 1967 and an album called Twist with the Ventures, and it's driving with guitars. The drums on this are brilliant, and this sort of the melody is good. It's got a great bass line, and it just sums up 1960s instrumentals for me, this track. And the last one, we're going back to the Walk Don't Run album again. See, I do like this album, and it's called My Own True Love, Tara's Theme. It's a real nice gentle track with a nice tone on the guitar. I love the drum beat, and it's got a very jazzy sounding drum beat done with brushes. It's just wonderful. It's the tone on that guitar is absolutely stunning. So there we go. There's a little bit of Ventures, giving them a bit of love. They don't get much mention on YouTube. I suppose I wouldn't know much about them unless I was brought up on them. So what a good band. Okay, that's all for today. I'll be back tomorrow though, and it is Marathon Day, and we've got another American band, a request, and the band Wilco was asked for, so we'll be looking at the albums of Wilco. Have a great day. I don't think the weather's going to improve much today. It rained all day yesterday. We got out for about 5 minutes, had a bit of a wander around the courtyard, But and that was it. And I don't think I hold too much up for today. Yeah, and the other thing is the record deck's going to the hospital today to be mended. Yes, I'll tell you all about that next, probably on Thursday. Okay, I will see you all tomorrow. Bye for now.